Imagine you build a company. It grows fast. It dominates your industry and makes you the richest man alive. Then the government breaks it apart. Your company dies, but your wealth does not. In fact, it grows. The pieces become even bigger than the original. That is exactly what happened in 1911. The United States Supreme Court ordered the breakup of Standard Oil. John D. Rockefeller's empire was finished. Or so everyone thought. Fast forward to today, and the pieces of his company still dominate the global energy sector. Exxon, Chevron. His systems survive regulators, governments, and him. So, how did he build something that could not be killed ever? To figure that out, let us walk back to 1863, when the oil business had just begun, and Rockefeller saw what others missed. 27th August, 1859. You are in the United States. Edwin Drake drills the world's first commercial oil well in Titusville, Pennsylvania. It changes everything overnight. For the first time in history, people can extract oil reliably and sell it at scale. Farmers abandon fields. Investors rush in. Thousands start drilling. Everyone wants to extract oil. Before Drake's discovery, you used to depend on whale oil for light. So did everyone else around. It was expensive. Supply was limited. But now, thanks to Drake's well, the problem would be solved. Everyone knows oil means kerosene, and kerosene means light. So demand explodes. By the early 1860s, drilling had spread across Pennsylvania. Production surges. But nobody can burn crude oil directly. You need to refine it first. That is where Rockefeller makes his move. In 1863, he opened his first refinery in Ohio, not in the oil fields, in Cleveland. And he did that for a good reason. Cleveland sits on major railroad lines. It connects Pennsylvania oil to cities like New York and Chicago. Every barrel must pass through transport. Every transported barrel needs refining. Most people were busy chasing oil wells, but Rockefeller chose to position himself at the processing point. Drilling is unpredictable. Wells run dry. Production fluctuates. But refining is different. Refiners earn money on every barrel that passes through. They do not depend on discovery. They depend on flow. And Rockefeller begins to control that flow. By the late 1860s, his refinery was processing more oil than most competitors. Producers depend on refiners to reach the market, and Rockefeller understands the advantage early. You do not need to control the resource. You control the bottleneck, the step everyone must pass through. And once you control that, you do not follow the industry. You control everything that comes next. And before we move on to learn what happens next, hit subscribe. Your support helps us grow and encourages us to keep going. Late 1860s, Cleveland. Rockefeller's refinery is expanding. More oil arrives every week. More kerosene leaves every day. But refining oil is only one step. Before oil reaches customers, it passes through many hands. Someone makes the barrels. Someone transports it by rail. Someone stores it. Someone distributes it. Each step charges a fee, and each fee raises your cost. Rockefeller refuses that system. He begins using a different strategy, vertical integration. That means every time oil moved, Rockefeller got paid. Every barrel, every mile, every sale, not just the refinery, everything around it. He starts with barrels. In the late 1860s, he bought barrel factories in Cleveland. Now every barrel comes from his own factories, not someone else's. Next, he moves to transportation. Railroads control oil shipments. Without rail access, oil cannot reach cities. Rockefeller invests in his own rail tank cars. Now he transports oil at a lower cost. He expands into storage and builds large storage facilities near rail hubs. He can wait and sell when the price favors him. He invests in pipelines. Pipelines move oil more cheaply than rail. They reduce dependence on railroad companies. Then he expands into distribution. He controls how kerosene reaches wholesalers and retailers. Now oil flows entirely through the infrastructure he owns, from refining to storage to transport and finally to delivery. Competitors still depend on outside companies. They pay fees at every step. Rockefeller pays himself. He lowers prices. Competitors cannot match them. But lowering costs was not the real weapon. What he does next removes competitors entirely. Rockefeller begins controlling transportation. Railroads are the only way oil can reach the market, and Standard Oil ships more oil than anyone else. So Rockefeller makes private agreements in 1871. Railroad companies created a new organization, the Southern Improvement Company. Rockefeller joins immediately. The agreement gives Standard Oil the lowest shipping rates in the country. Competitors are charged higher rates for the same routes. Standard Oil gains an advantage no rival can overcome. Railroads secretly refund part of Standard Oil's shipping costs. If competitors pay $2 per barrel, Rockefeller may only pay $1. And the real advantage goes further. Railroads agree to pay Rockefeller a fee every time his competitors ship oil. That means when a rival refinery transports oil, Rockefeller gets paid. His competitors are funding Standard Oil without knowing it. Their costs stay high. His costs keep falling. He can sell at a lower price than anyone else and still make more profit. Competitors do not understand why they are losing. They have no idea that they are competing against a system, but control at this scale does not go hidden forever. Independent refiners discover the agreement. The details spread quickly. Newspapers publish the story. Public outrage follows. Protests erupt across oil regions. Railroads face intense pressure. They are forced to cancel the agreement. The Southern Improvement Company collapses. Rockefeller loses the official structure, but he keeps what matters most: the relationships, the leverage, the knowledge that control of transportation means control of the industry. He no longer needs the agreement. He already understands how to win. And now he begins removing competitors one by one. In early 1872, if you own a refinery in Cleveland, Standard Oil wants to buy your business. You already know why. Standard Oil sells kerosene cheaper than you can. Its costs are lower. Its reach is wider. If you keep operating, you keep losing ground. So the offer forces a decision. You can sell and receive Standard Oil stock, or refuse and go bankrupt. How can you compete against a system built to outlast its rivals? Most refinery owners chose to sell, not because they want to, because the numbers leave no alternative. Within months, in 1872, Standard Oil controlled 22 of Cleveland's 26 refineries. If you still own one, you are now one of only 4 left. Later, people would remember it as the Cleveland Massacre, but the shift does not stop there. The same pattern spreads to other cities. Refineries disappear into Standard Oil's network. Capacity concentrates under one system. By 1879, Standard Oil controls about 90% of oil refining in the United States. If you produce oil, your access to the market now runs through Standard Oil. Competition no longer shapes the industry. Ownership does. What Rockefeller built does not stay inside oil. It becomes a blueprint, a structure that other companies copy for the next century. Today, when you look at companies like Alphabet, you are not looking at a single company. You are looking at a holding structure. Alphabet owns Google, YouTube, DeepMind, dozens of separate companies under one system. Amazon follows the same model. It controls warehouses, distribution, cloud infrastructure, retail platforms. Each part strengthens the others. This structure did not begin in Silicon Valley. It began with Rockefeller. He built the architecture that modern corporations still use today, and his next move makes that architecture permanent. Standard Oil is not one company anymore. It is dozens. Refineries in Ohio, pipelines in Pennsylvania, storage in New York, distribution across multiple states. Each one operates under different state laws. Each one faces different regulators. If you run a system this large, scattered ownership becomes a weakness. So in 1882, Rockefeller introduced something new, the Standard Oil Trust. He moved ownership into the trust. Regulators could not touch it. Other Standard Oil partners do the same. If you own shares in those companies, you exchange them for trust certificates. And if you compete against Standard Oil now, you are no longer competing against separate firms. You are competing against a unified system, a system that sets prices, controls expansion, coordinates strategy, This structure also protects your wealth across generations. It offers a shield from taxes, lawsuits, and fragmentation. Regulators can target individual companies, but they cannot easily dismantle the trust above them. Ownership becomes harder to reach, and this level of control attracts national attention. Eventually, the federal government moves against Standard Oil, and when that moment comes, the outcome is not what you expect. In 1906, the United States government filed a lawsuit against Standard Oil. They accuse it of building a monopoly. The case has moved through federal courts for years. Then, in 1911, the Supreme Court delivered its decision. Standard Oil must be broken apart. The company splits into 34 separate businesses. On paper, the monopoly ends. Standard Oil no longer exists as a single company, but ownership does not disappear. If you hold Standard Oil shares, you now hold shares in 34 companies instead of one. Rockefeller still holds his shares. He now owns pieces of every new company. Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, separate names, same origin. The oil industry keeps growing, and the value of these companies continues to rise. Rockefeller's wealth expands. The breakup multiplies his exposure. The system survives by changing form. By the 1890s, Rockefeller is already one of the richest men alive, but he understands something most wealthy men do not. Wealth can disappear if it depends on one person. Businesses fail. Markets change. Owners die. So he builds something designed to outlast him. He creates a centralized office to manage his wealth, not to produce oil, just to manage ownership. This office tracks investments. It allocates capital and monitors the companies he owns. If you look at Rockefeller now, you no longer see him operating a daily business. You see a system operating on his behalf. The structure continues, even without his presence. This becomes a model for modern family offices. Wealth no longer depends on personal involvement. It depends on the structure, and structure does not die when a person does. By 1913, you notice something strange. Rockefeller created the Rockefeller Foundation in New York. Money starts flowing out of his system into universities, medical schools, research institutions. If you study medicine in the United States, there is a good chance Rockefeller money helped build the institution. If a new laboratory opens, Rockefeller funding might be behind it. This does not look like a business expansion, but it does change influence. Rockefeller no longer needs to buy companies to shape industries. He funds the institutions that train the people who run them. Ownership is not always the strongest form of control. Sometimes, funding the system around ownership lasts longer. Companies can break apart. Institutions remain. And once his wealth enters those institutions, it spreads far beyond. By the end of 1913, Rockefeller's wealth had reached about $900 million. At the same time, the entire United States economy produces roughly $39 billion. That means, if you look at everything the country makes, earns and builds, about 1.5% of it belongs to Rockefeller alone. Not Standard Oil, him, railroads, move goods, factories produce steel, cities expand, and part of that economic activity connects back to the ownership he controls. No modern billionaire has reached that level relative to their economy. This is no longer about one company surviving. It is about a structure large enough to survive the loss of any company inside it. Standard Oil can disappear. The system holding the ownership does not. In 1937, John D. Rockefeller died at the age of 97, but his structure lives centuries. Today, when you buy Exxon Mobil, you buy a parent company that controls multiple subsidiaries. You do not own the oil wells. You own shares in the structure that controls the companies running those wells. It is the same layered ownership Rockefeller introduced in 1882. Even if one company breaks, the structure still holds everything together. And that is why nobody could ever escape what he built. Now look at the world around you. How much of it still runs on the structure he created? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe if you have not already. History does not just repeat, it rhymes. So make sure you are listening for the next Money Echoes. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.